Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Hi, I'm Heather Gray, the LymeBoss, joined with a very special guest. I'm going to try not to fangirl too much. Dr. Wendy Meyers. I've been following her for years, and she's also a fellow FDN and a fellow nest practitioner, such as myself. No, I'm not a stalker. Just, great minds think alike. So I'm just, like I said, I'm just so privileged and grateful that you agreed to take some time out today and just tell us a little bit about you, your practice, how you got started. I know that a lot of us in the alternative health space got in there because we have our own health journey, right? That's kind of what got us there. So I'd love to learn a little bit about what got you started. And then, talking a little bit about your detox protocol, the nest stuff and how that kind of fits and ties in with everything, and then kind of what you're up to now. How's that sound?
Yes. Yeah. So, I started in health. I mean, I was interested in my health my whole life, but after I had a baby at 37, I started having a lot of, symptoms I didn't like. I was having trouble losing weight. I was having a lot of brain fog, anger, and just something just wasn't right in my body. And so I decided to go to my doctor, figure out what's wrong. And they said I had the hormone levels of a menopausal woman at 37.
Wow.
And just a lot of low thyroid hormones, low stress hormones. Just my hormones all of them were just tanked. And I thought, what's going on here? I take such good care of my health, and so I decided to just researching on Dr. Google and found this website that did hair mineral analysis to do heavy metals testing. And I thought, that's something I've never really thought about before. And they talked about how heavy metals impact your hormones, your thyroid, stress, and sex hormones. So I thought, okay, cool. I was a little skeptical, but I did the test and I found out I had very high mercury. I had arsenic, aluminum. Further tests revealed I had, uranium and cesium and thallium, and I just was like, wow, I'd done a lot of reading, but I didn't really think that heavy metals pertain to me, even though I read about lead and mercury and Flint, Michigan, and, all these different things. So it really sparked my interest and really set me on a journey to, report what I was reading and discovering and learning about on heavy metals and environmental toxins and the impact they have on us. And that's where my website, MyersDetox.com, was born. And today, I'm 50 and I feel just amazing. And I feel like I've done a lot of work to detox my body and just still loving spreading this message because it's just helped me personally so much. And I see it helping other people as well. And we see very well established in the research that heavy metals are contributing to every major health issue because they harm proteins, they interfere in enzyme processes, they interfere in mineral metabolism. Heavy metals and toxins interfere in every different metabolic process in your body. They're the number one cause of diabetes, a huge cause of obesity, a huge cause of mitochondrial dysfunction and fatigue, brain function and performance, dementia. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So it's really important for people to learn about this and incorporate detox protocols into their health regime.
Absolutely. 50, you say you feel amazing. You look amazing too.
Thank you.
I'm ready to turn 45 and I feel better than I've ever felt in my life. And most people don't guess me at 45. So there is something to be said about the clean lifestyle, right? These toxins, they've even come up with new names for them, like obesogens, right? For those people, I giggled when you laughed about not being able to lose weight, having brain fog and anger, because those were like my 3 top symptoms too, kind of when I started. My nickname used to be the Hulk. My ex-girlfriend would be like, Hulk smash, my reaction level was just ridiculous. I also found out I had Bartonella, which is part of Lyme rage. But then this huge toxic burden, right? That I swear there's still just not enough people talking about why it's so important to detox and what's going on out there. And so, like I said, I recently saw that you're in the middle of filming a documentary right now. Can you tell me a little bit about that and how that came about?
Yes. Yeah. I'm filming a documentary called Heavy, and it's how heavy metals and environmental toxins contribute to obesity, diabetes, fatigue, hormonal and brain health issues. And so this is, and we have amazing people on. We have, Dr. Mercola, we have Dr. Alejandro Younger on it. We have just so many amazing people. Chris Kresser, Dr. Chris Shade. They're going to be coming on. We have 80 speakers. They're going to be talking about this huge issue and because so many people, I think, blame themselves for their weight issues, or they just don't know. They think they just got diabetes and their family and their genetics or whatever the case may be.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, or they're just getting old and my brain and metabolism is slowing down and I don't have energy that I used to. But I mean, if you look at the hunter-gatherer tribes, they're not having these issues. They're not having diabetes and overweight and fatigue, and they're fine into their 60s, 70s, 80s. No problems.
Horrible. If people actually knew what our government allows, like they would all uprise. Like it's deplorable what is allowed in our system and to be put into products, and how it's up to, they don't have to be tested for safety. Like it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I was surprised too, because I've been reading labels since I was a teenager on products just out of curiosity, like what is that chemical, and I just assumed our government was protecting us. And I was really shocked to find out that nope, the companies really lobby and, lobby to not have restrictions so that they can make as much money as possible.
Absolutely ridiculous. Have you seen the Devil That We Know? Did you see
I haven't.
The documentary about DuPont and Teflon? Oh my God.
I mean, I saw the movie with Mark Ruffalo, but yeah, it's frightening. It's frightening, the level of the PUFAs in our environment, the PFOAs and the nonstick chemicals that are just never degrade, that are in everyone's blood.
Forever.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It is scary. And then, so when is that going to be completed and out?
Yes, the heavy docuseries that will be out probably in April.
Oh,
we
nice.
don't have a firm date yet. Yes.
Exciting. I'm so excited. I'm a dork that way though.
Yeah.
So I just love to figure out, know how people get to the kind of the place where you are. It's just brilliant. Like the simplicity of the detox formula that you put together. And then that's what you became kind of really famous for, right? Really known for. Like, how did that come about? Was it something you put together because of your own health issues and you found that what's worked, or?
Yeah, well, I just got really interested in it. I mean, when I did my heavy metals test and I live such a healthy lifestyle, I mean, with everything. And I just was like, this has to be what's going on with my health. And the more I read about mercury and lead and aluminum and what they do to our body, I just thought I have to sound an alarm here. This is just something that is, I started reading about it maybe 15 years ago, more in depth. And I just, the research was really clear that these are causing a lot of problems. I think there's much more awareness about it now. These days, there's a lot more people talking about heavy metals and toxins. But for me, it was just something that I just hadn't made that connection to my health until I did a heavy metals test. And then, so I'm really passionate about it. It's something I continue to be passionate about. It's something that there's more and more and more research. And I think, hopefully things will change, but I think change comes very slowly for people to learn about this stuff, make change in their health, starting to detox. I don't think a lot of regulations or those come very, very, very slowly. So people, they need to take this information to heart and add detox for their health regimen to prevent a lot of the health issues that people fear. And just living a detox just living like a healthy lifestyle isn't enough. Like where people think they got all the boxes checked, right. They're taking great supplements. Like me, I was eating an amazing diet, all fresh food, organic, everything, taking amazing supplements, exercising, getting my sun, doing the yoga, stress relief, and all this stuff that I was doing. And it's not enough.
So where do you think you got your heavy metal? I mean, how did you ended up living such a clean, healthy lifestyle, right? Like, where did the heavy metals come from?
Yeah, well, it's in the air, food, and water. So even if you do everything perfectly, you're still breathing in stuff in the air. If you don't have a whole house water filter, you're getting all kinds of chemicals and metals and medications. And so even in organic food, you're still getting metals. It's pesticide and chemical free. It's not heavy metal free. So this stuff is just everywhere. I'm not trying to like scare people. It's just everywhere. You just need to be aware of it. And there's simple things you can do to prevent the influx in your body and then remove the toxins from your body that you already have.
I got into a fight, which I don't do anymore, online with somebody who was talking about her doctor of a father says that that's what our liver is for, and that these detox protocols are all just scams. How do you reply to that?
Yeah, well, 100 million people in the United States alone have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And that's just the ones that, their livers aren't working. So yes, we have a liver, but it only, it's not working as well as it could be. And for many people, those are people with a diagnosable condition. Forget, genetics, people have compromised detox genetics. Additionally, people have really bad diets. They have a lot of people eating way too much sugar and stress and not sleeping and blue light and EMF and all these things where detox is just taking a back burner. Detox only happens when people are in this relaxed parasympathetic state in their body. And that's just not where most people are right now. So all these things coupled together and the large amount of toxins that we're exposed to, we have 100,000 chemicals, dozens of metals that are being, look around you, there's just metals in everything. And so our bodies were designed to detox the amount of toxins we were exposed to in caveman times, but because all this stuff is being drudged up from the earth's surface, and there's so many different chemicals you used on the food and elsewhere, sprayed on your lawn to kill weeds, our bodies are not equipped to excrete what we are exposed to. In addition, we have poor nutrition status, most people, so they don't have the nutrients and the minerals needed to, shuttle these toxins out in the first place. There's just a number of issues going on, which is why people are accumulating metals, and we're seeing the health issues as a result of that.
I saw two of my neighbors this last year out there spraying with Roundup, and I thought my freaking head was going to explode. I'm like, how do people not, see those commercials? Like, I thought when they started running like those legal commercials against the class action lawsuit against Roundup, I thought that was going to start to wake people up, but no, I still see this crap is still for sale in every home improvement store. Like, what's going on?
Well, the thing, people don't know that Roundup is glyphosate. They just think they're killing weeds. They just don't. They're not making that connection, probably.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And I see all these beautiful tropical places you hang out at, and I'm like, I wonder if they have a problem with Roundup like we do.
Yeah. Every place has its, poisons, but I live in Mexico, so there's definitely a huge issue with pesticide use, like everywhere in the produce.
Gotcha. Absolutely. So then tell me, how did you get involved with Ness and the bioenergetic stuff, and how does that fit into everything that you've learned on your healing journey?
Yeah, so I love Ness Health Bioenergetics. It's just a form of energy medicine that you can use. It's a very sophisticated software where you do a scan of your body and you can see like over 500 different data points where you have maybe issues or blockages in your energy field, in your meridians, in your chakras, etc. And you can do a protocol to clear those energetic blockages so your body communicates and works better. Because we have this energy field that this is where the majority of communication takes place in our bodies. And our physical body takes direction and instruction from the information in this energy field. So it's much more eloquent and simple to work from the energy field to correct physical functioning and issues in the body. And for me, when I had reached a point in my health journey where I felt like I was doing everything correct, and had been doing detox for a really long time, but I still mentally just wasn't there. I was still, my mental health trauma and things of that nature were still present and that I was dealing with. And even though I was physically, I felt really good. So I met the founder of Nest Health at a conference and started doing this program, and really, I didn't really know anything about it. But within a couple of months, the bulimia that I dealt with my whole life just stopped. And which obviously is a trauma-based compulsion, and then I started feeling better. I just started feeling more energy, and my thoughts were clearer. I was feeling happier. I just was functioning better. I felt better physically as a result of it. And it's just something that I've been using for about 7 years now.
Oh, wow.
And we put about 5,000 patients through this program. And it's really just, Nest Health is phenomenal. And I use it with people that have things that are difficult to address physically, like say leaky gut or poor nutrient absorption or immune issues, food sensitivities. It's very difficult, even in functional medicine, to find ways to address these things effectively or quickly. Like with Lyme disease, there's immune system issues going on, and Nest Health is amazing. It really shines when it comes to correcting immune system issues like Lyme disease, mast cell activation, when it comes to like food sensitivities, allergies, asthma, things like that. But it's also amazing for trauma, which fuels addictions and, low self-esteem and not choosing staying in a job you hate or relationship you hate, or all these things that do impact your health, and the research is clear. 65% of physical health issues are caused by emotional trauma, childhood development trauma specifically. So Nest Health is software pinpoints all these different traumas because they do reside in your energy field. And these traumas, that's where they have to be addressed, is through, bioenergetic means or sound therapy or frequencies or whatever. There's many ways to skin that chicken. But biofield tuning but Nest Health works very, very well in that regard as well.
Oh, absolutely. I can't get over. I've only been on it for 3 months now. I just met them at a conference at Mindshare back in October, and I was using another type of machine, and I really wasn't getting the results. Like a lot of them I find are phenomenal at the diagnostics, but as far as like moving the needle, I just wasn't having a whole lot of great luck. And I had tried like 5 different type of technologies before I stumbled onto Nest, and I still can't get over, like, me and my husband got into a little tiff the other night, and we're both fire signs, and typically it has a tendency to get really hot. And he started to go to the bad place. I looked at him and I said, you need to calm down now. But I said it in a very calm way myself. And he went, oh my God, you're right. And I like watched him snap out of it right there in front of me. And we both stood there and went, what the hell just happened? But I know what just happened. It's all this work that we've been doing in the bioenergetic field to release a lot of these angers and traumas, and we're not reacting in the same way that we used to. So we actually have control over our emotions for the first time ever. Like, what a gift is that?
Yeah, and Nest, it's great also reducing stress in your body because there's inefficiencies in your communication happening in your body, and like energy being wasted because of, it's hard to explain, but it works in a very subtle way, but over time it's very, very effective. People see a lot of changes, like you mentioned, your stress levels, overreactivity, communication, stress, etc.
Flipping people off on the highway.
Yeah.
Like I put my health on chill and I set it in my lap, and then I go drive to Denver. It's great.
Yeah. Nest Health is absolutely phenomenal. And there's almost 50 years of research behind it. And they've got university studies now, and they've got dozens of studies actually, but now they've got university studies. And it's something that I recommend to people, especially if they have complex chronic illness, they can't take supplements. They have we have some people come to us, they want to detox, they know they need to detox, they can't do anything detox. Children, babies, pets, we get them all on Nest.
Yep, absolutely. I saw you speak on Nest somewhere before, and I wanted to take that sound clip of yours and send it to my clients who've only like tried it a week or a month, and you're like, no, 6 months minimum. And I agree wholeheartedly. Like I've had a couple clients, after the first month, they're like, well, I really didn't feel anything, so I don't know if I'm going to continue. And so I actually stopped selling it that way. Like it is a 3-month minimum, right? And really, I should probably up that, because it just frustrates me, because this is such a beautiful technology and people aren't giving it its time to actually move the needle the way that it could. And then they're like, it didn't work for me. And I'm like, no, you didn't use it long enough.
Yeah, and that's the problem. I think a lot of people have that, they want to take a quick fix, and something isn't working, then they don't continue. But, Nest, without a doubt, Nest Health works, but it's just like anything, it needs time. And I think people, they inevitably do see improvements when they're doing Nest within 30 days, but they don't attribute those improvements to Nest. They just think they just have a little bit more energy. Maybe they slept a little better. They're starting to dream, which means they're sleeping deeper and getting more of a restorative sleep. Or sometimes they have releases of trauma where they might have a day of anxiety, or a day of depression, or a day of fear, or whatever, when they have that intensification of that emotion as it's releasing from their energy field, and that can be unpleasant. Or they have a day of anger, and they're not connecting this back to Nest, but they're all positive improvements, albeit subtle, for some people.
Absolutely. Gosh, this has been absolutely incredible. I knew it would be. That's why I was so excited when you said yes. So I wanted to say thank you again from the bottom of my heart. I know my audience is going to absolutely love this. So this is the shameless plug time. What are you working on right now? How, what are you wanting to drive people to, like?
Yes. Well, you know what, if you guys are concerned about your heavy metal load and want to get a little bit more information about how to detox your body and where you start, I have a quiz called heavymetalsquiz.com. And you can go there, and after you take the quiz, you'll get kind of your relative body burden of toxins based on some lifestyle questions. And then you get a free masterclass on detox, so to speak, about, where to go from there, where to start on your detox journey. Because, it is really, really important to add detox to your health regimen. And I have so much free resources on my website on myersdetox.com. We've got hundreds of articles, hundreds of podcasts on this topic, where you can kind of dig in and start, picking away at where to start, where you can, swap out your beauty products, swap out cleaning products, and start thinking about things that you can do, things that you can take, protocols you can do to add detox to your lifestyle.
Absolutely. Amen. Awesome sauce. Well, you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a healthy day. And thank you again for joining me.